from the discipline of directing. His is a story that begins in the landlocked nation of Serbia, where he was born and raised. His father was an attorney, traveling a lot, but the time they did have it together had a common bond in a movie camera. When he was 7, he began shooting weddings. And he said, not just bridegroom stuff. He said, I realized that the weirder it was, the more popular it was. He went to undergraduate school in Serbia and also worked as a graphic designer. And then he applied for a green card to the United States. Now, for those of you who don't know how this works, it's kind of like an annual online lottery. And year after year, he would apply and lose. He lost 4 years in a row. The 5th time was the charm. He won, and he went. He was 26. I asked him, what drove you to apply again and again and again? And he said to me without a pause, my aspiration was always Hollywood. And so he boarded a plane, leaving his mother and sister, leaving his love, leaving everything behind. Then one day in New York, he was flipping through Film School Confidential. And he came across the American Film Institute. And he made up his mind then and there that that's where he wanted to go. Why AFI, I asked, fearing that he would make some joke about it being alphabetical. He said, because at AFI, you make movies. And my acceptance was like a 3-picture deal. He arrived on that first day. I remember this now. He arrived on his first day, and I said, how did you feel on that first day? And he said, I was a little worried that everybody at AFI would be a snob. Fair enough. But after he met you, he said, these people were so good, so talented, and so hardworking. He knew he had to have his game on, and he knew you would inspire him to be a better storyteller. So after that first day, he said he went home, and he called his mom and his sister in Serbia, and he said, I'm going to be okay. Okay, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, from the class of 2013, Sasa Numic.
Good morning. Hello fellows, hello faculty, hello guests, hello families and friends. The first thing I'm going to say is I'm really nervous, I'm really scared, and my English sucks. Especially at this moment, which I have a lot. So I'm really honored to be a speaker of the generation of 2013, of the best school in the world of 2011. But I don't have any wise thoughts because I'm still learning as all of you guys. So I made a little story about the voice and about our voice and our voices. Yeah, I said it here. I made also a big choice not to write it, only to do the bullet points. And I think I made a big mistake. But yeah, I think it's going to be fine. So the story starts with a boy, a handsome boy who's 25. And he doesn't have a good voice. So he's whispering all the time. And his name is a screenwriter. He has a best friend whose name is Producer, and two of them were at a party talking. Producer was mostly talking, while the screenwriter was just whispering. And the screenwriter was saying at one moment, I'm really lonely and I don't have a voice and I don't know what to do. And the producer was like, oh, look at that chick over there. She's so cute and she's looking at you all the time. And the screenwriter got confidence. He approached to the girl. He introduced himself. She smiled and said, "Hello, my name is director." So they hook up. They had a date, a couple of days. It was beautiful. The producer was there all the time sometimes. Seeing, is everything fine? And then, at one moment, they finished in bed. And it was a delightful night. They had a couple of nights, and the producer was again knocking on the door, like, "Is everything fine? Is everything fine?" And they're like, yeah, everything is fine. But at one moment, during the making of love, the screenwriter comes with the idea. And the director was pregnant. So, after that, they had 9 months of thinking, oh, how are we going to deliver this? This is a big idea. I don't know what to do. The director was all the time in big pain. The screenwriter was like, oh, okay. The producer was like, do you need this? How much is this going to cost? Should I buy a crib? What should I do? And the screenwriter was whispering to him, don't worry, but thank you, and you're going to be a godfather of this kid. So, they interviewed really 2 important doctors, a production designer and a cinematographer. They were talking how they're going to deliver it, where they're going to deliver it. They were suggesting a hospital named Soundstage. So, the director was like, but it's so close, but it's okay. The screenwriter was just there sitting. And the producer was there, relaxing everyone. So, at one moment, the delivery date came. And it was horrible. The director was crying and yelling and holding the head of the screenwriter. The screenwriter was like, I don't know what is happening to me. He's dead. But it's fine, I'm with you. The producer was there talking with the doctors. The doctors were saying, oh, it's a little bit shaky. I don't know what. So it was a mess. But at one moment, the baby came out. And the nanny, whose name is Editor, came and did the first cut. So they were thinking, how are we going to call? How are we going to call this kid? The mom said, oh, I think it should be like indie. The dad said, oh, what about this? The producer said, Blockbuster. That's the name. But at the end, they just called him Simple Film. So the baby grew up with the nanny all the time, nursing him, trying to see if everything is fine, if everything is on its place. While mom and dad and the godfather, even those doctors, they were kind of all the time there. They were just looking, the baby growing and growing and growing. And in one moment, the baby started yelling. And that was exactly a couple of days before the baby went to the kindergarten. So they went to the kindergarten, they were standing, all 6 of them, and the baby went, the film went there, and the baby started yelling, and the director was like, oh my God, what is going to happen there? There's so many films out there, and who knows what is going to happen? But then the screenwriter said, it's fine. This is our voice, and it's yelling, so somebody's going to hear. So that's what I want to say to you guys. Let's make love, let's make babies, let's make films, let's make ideas, and let's make stories. Thank you.
It has become a tradition for me to say at this moment, a wizard once said to a scarecrow, back where I come from, we have universities, seats of great learning, where men and women go to become great thinkers. And when they come out, they think deep thoughts. And with no more brains than you have. But they have one thing you haven't got. A diploma. So to preside over the presentation of the degrees, the Dean of your AFI Conservatory, He too is a graduate of AFI, directing 1977. And he is a man with brains and a heart and courage, all right here in our own backyard. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Mandel.